Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here at Fitzgerald's this evening to welcome for the first time in the Alamo City, the man, the master guitarist, Mr. Marty Friedman. Sir, welcome to the program. It's great to have you here in our city.
It's great to be here. It's really great. This is my first solo show in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Everybody's been so incredibly friendly so far. It's just been a blast. I can't wait to do the show.
Wow. As I was telling you before we started, people are really happy about it. I mean, you coming here, and of course, you have lots of fans. So tonight I expect it's going to be a packed show. Let's talk about your return to the United States, because we know you're kind of like, I guess, the first leg of the Inferno tour back in the fall, and now you're here for the second leg.
Yes, we did September in most of the states, but we didn't hit any of Texas. We didn't hit any of the South. So, it's really hard for me to do those kind of long tours where you're out of the country for 6-7 months at a time. So I had to break it up into 2 little chunks and do it. And, it's been a big deal for me to play in America because I've been in Japan for so long. And first of all, I don't blame anybody for thinking, what the hell's wrong with Marty? He's not coming back to America.
Yeah.
It's something I've always wanted to do, but I've always wanted to do it on my terms and do it with the right record and do it at the right timing and all that. And Inferno was just the time to do it. I had, the best support from my record label, best agency in the country, just all the things fit, and it's time to do it. So now we're here.
I'm glad you kind of say that because people know out there that you've been living in Japan since 2003. And what's it like now? This past year to kind of been back in the States, and is there anything specifically that you missed or that you kind of relish in being back in the U.S.?
It's very strange, like cultural things, like things like I look on the TV and I don't know who anybody is. And the people who I do know all have funny noses and big lips now. It's a very strange thing. And I'm sure there's a lot of slang terms that are constantly being renewed that I don't know.
Sure.
Like someone the other day said finna. You know what finna is?
No.
Well, I guess maybe it's like a West Coast thing or something, but I don't know what the slang words are anymore, so I talk rather properly. I'm afraid to use the slang I used to use when I lived here because I was like, what the hell is that? Nobody uses that anymore. So it's just it's really like a Twilight Zone kind of episode. And it's just the things that I notice, the looks of cities I sort of remember from being here, but things have sort of changed the look of everything, and it's just a wonderful experience. It's almost like coming to a new country, even though it's my country.
Let's talk about Inferno now, your latest release. It came out in the fall of 2014, really kind of your most acclaimed release here in the U.S., I would say. Debuted in the top 200 on the Billboard, like top 10 in hard rock and metal. Definitely a heavy record. And of course, you've released music in Japan and in other parts of the world. Would you say, looking at Inferno now, after it's been out for about a year, do you write specifically for the American audiences a little bit? Because, we love our heaviness, and when we think of Marty Friedman, we think of heavy, virtuistic guitar.
Well, not specifically for America, but more for the entire world, whereas usually I do just whatever it is exactly that I want and don't really target anybody. This time, it was an American record label, worldwide simultaneous release. This is the first time I've done that in a long time. I've just been constantly, concentrating on Japan. Yeah. So I had, a sit down with myself, if I'm going to go around the world playing this stuff, there can't be like this avant-garde jazz, Japanese, freaked out stuff. Can't be the main focus of what I'm doing. Not that that's what I was doing before. If you listen to my Japanese stuff, it's still very, very heavy, and it's and I'm playing most of it tonight. Wow. And, people in America have just loved it, even though maybe they don't know what it is. Right. The response has been great. So, but before Inferno, I really thought seriously, what does everybody want? It's kind of like you said, they want me to be heavy, which I love being heavy, I can do that. And they want, guitarists going apeshit, and I can do that. So I had to do that at the same time, doing something that I thought was new and fresh and exciting, and nobody thinks, oh, it's a throwback to what he used to do, or it's like a nostalgia. That can't be that. It has to be new. It has to be a new level of something that I've never done before.
And you actually had some really kind of renowned musicians kind of help you or participate in the record? People like Danko Jones and Alexi Lejo and some of your old comrades. What was it like working with some of those colleagues? Did you enjoy working with them, or how did you kind of approach that?
The whole idea of having guests came from the record company. They're always trying to think of things to do, so what they did was typical record company form, is they had their publicists find quotes that other artists had said, nice things about me. I'd never find this stuff myself, and even when I'm reading it, I'm like blushing because I can't listen to this stuff, but they said such kind things. And I went and listened to all their music, and I'm like, this guy said that good thing about me, and it really just kind of blew my mind. And so I contacted a whole bunch of people, and people whose schedule worked out, and people who were able to do what I needed them to do. I had them participate, but I had them work with me in a way where it wasn't like them playing like a guest solo or just like something small. I wanted to co-write a song together, so it sounded like we were in the same band together. Go whole hog, not like, oh, this guy comes in for a second. No, I wanted, the Alexi song sounds like I joined his band for a song. The Danko song sounds like I joined his band for a song. And the Jorgen song sounds like I'm in The Shining. But it all, went through the Marty cheese grater, so to speak. It had my whole, take on how I wanted it to be arranged. And so it still sounds like me, but it really has the guest flavor big time.
My favorite song is the one that you did with Dave Davison, the Sociopath song.
Yes,
God, that's an amazing track.
Well, he's an amazing guy, and he's just like one of the new guys that I've got my eye on as just being a rad keeper of the flame. Metal music is the type of thing that if it gets stagnant, it's going to get really boring. And you need to have guys that keep upping the ante, and Dave is definitely one of those guys. And Keshav Dar from Sky Harbor is another one. We did Steroid Head together. These are the guys who are going to keep it cool, so the whole heavy, loud rock music doesn't die altogether. And I'm very, I hope that doesn't happen.
Also, I was happy that you had some singing. There was a couple tracks and there was some vocals, that it wasn't strictly just an instrumental. Is that something that you had kind of wanted to do too?
Yeah, I wish I could sing, because I would definitely sing more. I'm actually going to sing tonight, believe it or not.
Wow.
Not much, just enough that you can stand. I personally like vocal music more than instrumental music, so it was to that criteria that I made an album with a little bit of both.
Did you record the record in Japan?
Some. Most of it was in L.A. It was in L.A., but I did a lot of trippy things in Japan. All the fixes and all the bass and a lot of editing, and a lot of stuff was in Japan.
So this second leg of the tour started February 8th. It's been like not too long. How's it been so far on the second leg on the road?
It's been amazing. Today's our third show, and it's the same band as last year. We just have the best chemistry. We have so much fun, and it's just a wonderful thing for my members, because two of them are from Japan. And this is their first trip to America.
Wow.
And so I can see America through their eyes, and I get to enjoy it again. And people are just blown away by my members because they're a little bit atypical, so to speak. And I'll just leave it at that. But they're just really amazing, and it's a fantastic band to play with.
I've seen some of the photos. It really looks like you guys are having fun and a lot of chemistry up there on stage, and it's very important.
That's what it is. Yep.
So you're going to end out, I heard that you're going to be doing the inaugural Axes and Anchors Cruise Tour.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty damn cool, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've never been on a boat, and I was on a boat once and I played and I puked, so that's what is going into my mind going into this. But no, there's so many great musicians, guitar players on that boat. I'm basically just going to go and watch and learn and just admire everyone's abilities and musicianship, and just have a good time.
So after this runs over, what's the plan for the rest of 2016? What do you want to do?
Yeah, well, this Inferno's taken me a long way. It came out in 2014, toured the whole world on it. They couldn't fit all the cities on the T-shirt, and this is a definite first for my solo music. Yeah. It really makes me feel good, because this is my 13th solo album, and this is the first one that I've really gotten out, past Japan or past Europe on. So I'm already working on my next album, but I'm putting everything into the end of this tour, and then I'm going to take a little time off and then start working on the next album, and that's going to be something really, I've done everything on my solo albums. I've pleased myself in so many ways. I've got to really come up to the bat with something big next time, so it might take a while, but I'm real excited about it.
Marty, thank you so much for your time this evening. We truly appreciate you talking with Rob's MetalWorks and all the people in San Antonio and across the world who will see this interview. Any last words as we end out tonight?
Just thank you, everyone who's come to the tour, everybody who's going to come, and just everybody who's supported me, though I haven't been in this fantastic country. I've been in Japan for so long. I had no idea things were going to go the way they did, and I just wound up doing so many things over there that I couldn't get away for long enough to do a tour. And it wasn't that I didn't want to, and I hope that people understand my sentiment coming out here and bringing some of my Japanese stuff, my Japanese music, and my Japanese band to America, and just like showing everybody something new. And the response has been fantastic. Just thank you.
I can't wait to I can't wait to see it tonight. Thank you so much, Marty, for your kind words and your gestures this evening. Remember, everyone out there, if you don't have the latest from the man, it's called Inferno. It's out on Prosthetic Records. Be sure to go get it tonight. Download it, jam it. It definitely kicks ass. You saw the man only on Rob's MetalWorks.
Thank you.